Hi everybody, it's Mr. E from Art with Mr. E, and today I'm going to demonstrate just a quick fall lesson that you can do with your young artists. I'm starting with a half sheet of paper, 6 inches by 12 inches. It is 80 pound, although I probably should be using 90 pound for wet media, but 80 pound will work. I'm using a Sharpie marker, permanent marker. You could use crayon, crown, however you say it, where you're from. Either way would work. And if you want to start with pencil first, you can do a pencil first. And this would be a great lesson to do some review on your position type words, vertical, horizontal, diagonal. So we just created 4. And this could be done as a leaf lesson if you want to do a leaf lesson, or it could be done as a tree lesson. I would not have them draw the rest of it, just that center vein or trunk branch, depending on what you're going to do. I like to use synthetic brushes. They have the sapphire and the ruby. I always get the flathead. I just feel they're really versatile. They hold up for many years. I've probably had these 3 or 4 years, and they still look pretty decent. Sometimes I am the culprit for not cleaning them well enough when we use acrylics. But other than that, they hold up really well. So you can use whichever size you feel would be best. And if you're using a full sheet of paper, then you would go a size larger with your brush. This is also a great time to review painting techniques. We're using watercolor paint. I always have my students rub their brush on the bottom of the cup and wipe it on the inside. I remind them not to splash around. They're not taking a bath. And don't tap the brush, because tap is annoying and can mess up your artwork and your neighbor's artwork. So they just rub it gently on the inside of the cup and it's ready to go. I also, when I have them get their paint, I say just go rub-a-dub-dub. Don't dig, don't press, just rub-a-dub-dub, and you'll have enough pigment on your brush. Now if you're doing a leaf shape, they can just go up like a football or a lemon shape, a pointy oval, however you teach that is fine. Remind them to always rinse brushes, wipe on the inside, then they can get their next color. Rinse the brush, next color. And I don't know how you do things, but I have several books about leaves and scarecrows and stuff for fall for my kindergartners, and they always have purple beech. And I just like the way that purple looks with fall colors, so I always include purple. Now, if you want to do it as leaves, that's fine. If you want to change it into a tree, then you can have your artist go back in. If you want them to stick to one color, that's fine. The trees can be monochromatic. They can just pounce their brush, tap. I don't say dab anymore because all the students dab. And that is dangerous if they have paintbrushes in their hands. So we avoid the word dab. But I just go back, pounce my brush to add some texture and some variation in the value of the color. If you want, you can have them introduce other colors, and that is fine too. It really can go any way that you want it to go. But it's just cute. It gives the kids a chance to be very successful with painting. You make a nice little fall picture. And you get to review a lot of your skills, which is always a good thing. So I'm just still sticking with the monochromatic color scheme. But as I said, you can have them pounce in other colors. It's a good chance for them to explore color mixing. And really, you can share as much as you want with them about color mixing. Sometimes it's nice just to let them experiment and discover on their own. Sometimes it's good to pre-warn them about what colors they're using and what they're going to make, so that they are aware that they won't make mud. I also let my students know that if they are dabbing the color, that they have less chance of tearing up the paper, because when they brush, you're rubbing against the surface and it causes friction and it causes the paper to tear. So you can go back in here. I just got a little green on my brush. Tap, tap, tap that in. It's kind of fun. Get some red on my brush and drop that into my orange. I love seeing young artists discover as they create. And sometimes you even tell them ahead of time, and then when they're creating, like, oh my gosh, I just made this, look. And you're like, well, yeah, I kind of taught you that, but you know, hey, good on you. I'm glad that you got to experience it, because honestly, that's the best way to learn, is experiencing. So now my leaves, or once leaves, now look like some cute trees. If you want, you can let that dry and have the students put in some blue for the sky. You can have them brush in some green for ground. It really depends on what you want to do. Could be fun to do this as a mixed media project. Maybe start with this, and then the next week have them come back in and draw and use color pencil to add some details, add some leaves on the ground, add some children playing in the leaves. There's lots of options. But this is just a quick little trick, and you can go as far into it as you want, try different techniques. If you want them to take a paper towel, and I would say dab. I got to keep stopping myself from saying dab. Pounce your paper towel in there to pick up some of the pigment. It changes the texture. Or you can get something like Epsom salts, or regular table salt would be fine as well. But I'm using an Epsom salt. That's what I had on hand. And you can teach them different techniques like that for texturizing their watercolors. So yeah. Just a simple project that can go as far or as near, or near and far, like Grover would say, as you want to go. All right, guys, have a great day, and happy fall, y'all.